Actually, I grew up listening the sound of fighter aircrafts and chasing them, and the story of my paternal uncle to become a fighter pilot, and sadly he couldn't become one. So that's how aviation bug bit in me, and my passion for aviation and aircraft led me to the aviation industry, and rest is history. Actually, I come from a very mechanical or technical minded family, and my passion or my inclination towards mechanical side or machines since childhood made me interested in engineering, and that's why I pursued engineering, and I became interested onto the mechanical side more. Yes, many. And A380, 787, Embraer, to name a few, and of course, 777X. Okay, very wonderful question. And first and foremost thing, which I think is a very necessary skill set for aircraft maintenance people as well, is proactive approach. If you are able to think proactively, you'll be able to solve your task, your timely departure, so that it will be beneficial for your decision. And problem solving approach, result oriented in one way or another. Competency, communication skills, because you have to tell people what you are expecting from them, what they are supposed to do. You have a team to lead, so instead of having just leadership skills only, you must and you should have communication skills and analytical ability and flexibility, because nothing goes as per plan in aviation industry. If we are doing even schedule maintenance, something can go wrong anytime, and that's why we need flexibility a lot, so that we can think thoroughly and think of the ways how to handle the current task. And last thing, which is a top up on to the fifth side, which is a sixth thing, according to me, is empathy. If I can empathize to the people I'm working with, I'll be able to understand their problems and their productivity. And it is, according to me, this is how we can mitigate and avoid hazards. Because if we'll be able to empathize with my team or our people, we'll be able to understand their mentality, their motivation, their drive, and stuff like that. So these are the points, according to me, which are very necessary for maintenance people. Okay, let's talk about most favorite first. Every day is different, challenging, and exciting. And people like me who loves to have adrenaline rush is enthralling. Every day is different, because we get very excited by completing mechanical tasks. So this routine task, which is very different in nature, in day-to-day nature, is a very challenging thing and most favorite thing, according to me. And talking about least favorite thing is ad hocism. Like I said earlier, that nothing is fixed and nothing goes as per the plan. So if we are doing any pre-planned or scheduled maintenance, anything can go wrong or anything can turn up into something else. So ad hocism, or you can say uncertainty, is my least favorite thing when it comes to aircraft maintenance. And we face it quite a lot. Any aircraft can go down. We can face AOG situation, even when the aircraft flew from the last destination very well, but on the next stop it is like this. So ad hocism. Okay, a lot of challenges, as because I'm not complaining, but just to actually introduce you to my environment. I'm from a very normal third world country where environment is not very enabling for aviation industry. let's not talk about the women in aviation and their support structure. So the challenges were like, because people over here, I'm not saying in the negative way, people over here, and you people must have been facing it as well, that they consider female as fragile. They respect them and their gender, and they, out of respect or out of, I don't know, considering them minor, they don't ask them out to actually work. When I was there, I was hired as a technician in my first airline job. I had to actually be there in the job, fight for it, so that I don't miss out on the things, and actually to mitigate the barrier in the mind of my male colleagues, because it was male oriented, and it is actually male oriented field in my country still, because to mitigate the barriers in their mind that I can actually work. I'm not, I was not there, and I'm still not here to claim that I can work as better as men, because I think every individual has their own individuality, and every individual has their own capacity and different skill set, which we can utilize and turn it into a teamwork, a good team. So I had to be there, actually fight them to give me the task initially. And once they were like, okay, she can do it, they started considering me a normal person. And then came a lot of administrative issues. So over here, there are different issues. And first and foremost, and the major administrative issue with females in the field is their search. Whenever they have to go in the field, there are designated different gates and areas from which they have to pass. And if there is not a lady searcher, they are named as airport security forces, then I'll have to reroute my entrance gate, and all the commute and all the distance will be included on my own. They are not going to support me or call their rep anywhere. But this was the one of the major challenges, because you can fight with the enemy in front of you, but you cannot fight something which doesn't exist or that is not there to actually accommodate you, right? So that was, and it is actually persistent in our field still. And I feel very sad that after having 12 years in aviation industry, working a lot and being there in the field, I feel sad at times that I'm still not able to resolve this matter, because administrative issues need inclusion of employers, organizations, and authorities. So this was one of my biggest issues, which actually held me down, and which is actually holding a lot of females down coming in the field, because a lot of employers have been saying that it is negative for us to hire you, because you are going to face a lot of search issues whenever you'll be in the field and you'll have to go onto the aircraft. So whenever we have to go onto the aircraft, we'll have to go time and again for the search. So this was one of the thing, apart from fighting from the mentality of that she can do it or she cannot. Yeah, there are a lot of barriers, because initially they are not willing to accept that there is a place of females in the industry. And even after 12 years, they are acceptable towards us. But to our next generation or to our younger generation, we started hearing this, that she's not you, she is not you. But I feel sad to my core that if I'm not able to mitigate this mindset, that it's my failure. Because if I'm not able to change their mindset, that this is just completely waste of my 12 years in the field, because I have done everything from leading check C to leading engine change team to leading OCS, AOG situation and everything. You name it, I've done it. Obviously, with the support of my team, God has been kind enough, because I have got a very good team, good bunch of seniors, and with my parents' blessings, obviously. So yeah, but first and foremost, they are not accepted towards having females in aviation industry, and even if they hire you, they still have this thing that if there is a male and if there is a female, there will be something that females will have to prove themselves time and again. No matter if there is a new boss, if there is a new manager, I will have to prove myself. No other male colleague has to prove himself, because nobody knows me, no matter how famous or how infamous I am. But because I'm a female, or so and so is a female, she will have to prove herself time and again, even if a colleague changes, even if a manager changes, or even if something. And then there comes a thing when there is this barrier of retaining women and promoting women to leadership roles, because there is this construct in my society or in a lot of different societies that what is good of hiring females, because at the end of the day they are going to get married and they are going to get pregnant and they'll leave the field and they are going to waste the seat. So it's okay to have them, it's okay to utilize them if they are performing well. But I'm not saying I have faced it, but I have seen a lot of people facing it. I have seen these things seeping into the system, because I was like a horse in the race who was focused on my target. So I didn't have any time to actually look what people were doing and thinking and facing, because I was busy improving my profile. So there was no limit to stopping me. And I was actually not letting them stop me. So women retention in aviation and leading them into leadership roles. These are biggest, or you can say chunkiest barriers in the field or in the mindset of employers. And there is some issue with the authority that they are not actually stepping in. They are not putting their foot down regarding women retention in aviation industry, or putting a quota into the, or I'm not saying quota as in just for the quota or having dummy placement. I'm saying it on the merit as well. If a female profile or if a male profile is there, it should be judged on the individuality instead of their genders, or instead of their need basis, that if there is a male or if there is a female, male has to provide for his family and female is there for just her career building. And there are a lot of different things. So these are the stigmas that are attached with women in fields and women in STEM fields and women in aviation actually, and their retention.
Whole journey.
Oh, it made me super depressed initially, and I named it aviation depression. Because I was wondering, because it was almost my midlife, and I used to laugh and I used to cry that usually people have their midlife crisis, and what I'm having, I was at the verge of almost having everything, because I was certified engineer for A320, A330, and I was almost having my MBA. I was having scholarships international. I was working and initially started for the betterment of aviation and women in aviation. We were working for the awareness campaign. And what happened? My airline got dysfunctional, and I termed it as aviation depression. And I used to call it, I had mid-career crisis. People usually have midlife crisis, and I had mid-career crisis. So I was devastated, but it taught me lesson of anti-fragility. And you understand the concept of anti-fragile. It is the property when you face some stresses, you go more strong, you start working on more productivity. So that's how I found my niche, and I started working towards AWAM Pakistan chapter in the year 2018. When my airline got dysfunctional, it was like a silver lining in the dark cloud. I got time and I started AWAM Pakistan chapter. And my sister actually pushed me that utilize your time. You have time. You used to cry about not having time. Now you have time. You should do it, and you should be productive about it. So that was it. And it taught me a very wonderful lesson about anti-fragility. Okay, my passion for aviation and my passion to provide my people for all the opportunities that we are lacking locally, because I'm a member of Women in Aviation as well. And when I actually first attended my first scholarship and then my first international conference, that was the moment when I actually learned what we are missing. It was like initially it was unknown situation for me, that what we are missing on to. But when I actually stepped into USA and I actually was exposed to the environment over there, I was like, no, man, we have to do something and we cannot wait for our savior or some hero. We have to be our own hero and we have to do something. And that's how I met wonderful people of AWAM board directors, Stacy, Angel, Morgan, Stephanie, and they suggested me to actually start it because I am a maintenance person and it will be easy for me to start AWAM Pakistan chapter, and because of all the wonderful scholarships they were offering. So the lack of opportunity made me do it, and my concern for my people, because we don't have so much opportunities over here when we talk about aviation industry. So we don't have any manufacturers over here, and by these initiatives I want to draw attention of industry leaders and manufacturers towards my country, so that they start taking baby steps, initiatives in my country, so that my people, my country people can avail all those opportunities. I want my people to be there. I envision a group of people to be there in Women in Aviation conference, so that we can actually feel and understand what we are missing on and what our milestone should be. The first driver was women inclusion, because at any cost I wanted to have a group, a field full of females, and irrespective of their gender, or individuals irrespective of their genders, so that people can actually respect other people's career choices, and nobody can say that, oh, this field is not for you, this field is not for you. Nobody is and should be there to tell any other person that this is your suitable field and you can do this. So women inclusion in aviation, so much so that employers can actually understand and consider women as individuals. So this was my main idea, because if I cannot fight with someone, I can actually, if I cannot fight with the people's mindset, I can actually invest that time on improving on my profile. This is what I did with myself, and this is what I wanted my girls, my aviation fellas, to do the same. And that's why I actually started doing it. And we are not actually creating any bias, because we are providing equal opportunities to males and females as well. And luckily, and I feel very proud of saying it, that AWAM Pakistan chapters 2 years scholarship winners have been males. So I feel proud, yeah. And back to back in its first year in 2018, in 2019, and with the help of our outreach program, another female colleague won Women in Aviation International scholarship. So women retention, women inclusion in aviation, and focus towards employers, that they can actually give all the individuals chance that, okay, you can come, because you will hear a lot of stories regarding males as well, who were in the field and who left the field. If we are not putting stereotype on male gender, why we are putting stereotype on female gender, of getting away with the family, getting away with etc etc. So if we are equal opportunity provider, we'll be able to consider people individually, and we'll be able to have diverse workplace which are very productive. So this was my main driver. Okay, like I said, with the help of Women in Aviation International, I was able to get a lot of international scholarship from industry leaders like Airbus, Boeing, Pratt and Whitney, Bombardier, and uh, FedEx, Aviotax, and Air Expert, ICAO as well. So I wanted my people to understand that if I can get it, they can too, and they should apply for it. And in the start of 2019, I was offered by Royal Aeronautical Society Pakistan Division to actually uh, pursue their Women in Aviation professional group because of all these achievements, because they casually asked me for presentation, what I am doing for AWAM and what AWAM is all about. And when they actually saw my presentation, they were impressed with the idea of AWAM and its vision. So it was actually bridging with the vision of Royal Aeronautical Society. So they offered me in the early start of 2019, and with the under the umbrella of Royal Aeronautical Society Pakistan Division Women in Aviation Group, me and my fellow colleague, who happens to be a very good friend, we initiated very first in Pakistan aviation industry, very first aviation series with the name of Know Your Heroes, a telltale of women in aviation. We focused women in aviation industry who are in Pakistan in different fields, like air traffic controller, aerospace engineers, medical doctors, and a lot of operations, um, uh, airline managers. So these were the different areas we focused with the help of that series. And we were able to actually highlight the heroes who were in the field, but they were not highlighted. They were hidden. We actually tried to bring up the hidden gems in the field so that people can actually have their role models. They can understand that there are a lot of people who are actually working in the field, and they exist, and they can actually look up to people. So this is one thing which I'm most proud of so far. And there are a lot of different projects in the pipeline under the umbrella of AWAM as well. So this is what I feel very good about. Oh, yes, I feel responsible. And absolutely, I want to actually, I may be the first, but I don't want to be end up the last. I want my next generation, I want my youngsters to be there, and I want to make an easy access enabling environment and carve a path which is easier for them to travel, to lead, so that they'll be able to achieve what I have achieved in 10 years. They will be able to achieve in 2, 3, 4 years. So yeah, I feel responsible, very much responsible. And this responsibility makes me do a lot of different things. And at times I get irritated because of my current work commitments and assignments and projects, because aviation is like that. You are aviation personnel as well, so you understand the thing. So I'm trying to make aviation more accessible and easier for my next generation with the help of a lot of my different societies and my team in aviation industry in Pakistan. So yeah. Oh my God. What a time to have this thing. Like, we are sitting across the globe and we are actually having this session. So actually technological advancement has made every field very evolved, and with the help of AI and with the technological advancement and with the ever-changing time, I feel and I think aviation maintenance is going to evolve quicker than we have imagined, because you have seen and you might have came across to the applications that now we have, and airlines have got every data in their applications. and everything is so handy and accessible. So with the help of technology and artificial intelligence and all the drones and all the technologies and biofuels, it is going to be sustainable, and it is going to evolve exponentially than we have thought. And no matter if you are a male or a female, this is what I usually advise to people altogether, that life is 2-point agenda. First is clarity, and second is focus. Once you are clear what you want in your life, you will be able to focus 100% in achieving that thing. And my actual advice to the people who are willing to pursue aviation industry is, don't take no for an answer. Communication is the key. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Always be respectable and talk respectfully to claim whatever you think you deserve. So you'll be able to achieve it. And for employers, I'm taking it to another level. For employers, I would like to recommend, and for all the seniors, that it's time we start accepting people as individuals. Let's stop putting people into the boxes of gender constructs and dealing them as per their gender and masculinity. Let's start accepting people as their individuality, because it's time that we start having diverse and inclusive workplaces, so that we can actually be more productive. We can progress economically, productivity as well. And it's time to retain women in aviation, in the aviation industry, and on to the leadership role. So this is my advice to youngsters, to everyone, and to the employers and seniors. So thank you so much for asking this thing.
Adeeba, thank you for being here today and for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. I really want to acknowledge your dedication, perseverance, and contribution to promoting equal opportunities in the aviation sector. Just listening to you today, I feel inspired myself, and I know that many others will feel the same. Especially those women and young people who are considering a career in aviation, and especially in aviation engineering. You are a role model and a real inspiration, so I want to say thank you for all that you do. At AeroTime, we believe it is important to recognize the significant contribution made by people like you, Adeeba. Therefore, it is my very great pleasure to virtually present you with the AeroTime Aviation Achievement Award. This award is made by the Global Executive Committee of AeroTime, and I would like to read the citation. Presented to Adeeba Ghazal in recognition of her dedication and commitment to the aviation sector, for promoting diversity and inclusion in aviation maintenance, for her support of younger generations and women, encouraging them to pursue aviation maintenance as a career through AWAM in Pakistan. The AeroTime Global Executive Committee recognizes the positive influence of these efforts and the significance of their impact on the aviation industry and its people, both today and into the future. Adeeba, congratulations. I'm sorry that we cannot meet in person today to hand over this certificate and trophy, but it will be winging its way to you in the very near future. And we hope that it will serve as a reminder of both our appreciation for everything that you do, and also the gratitude of so many people for your efforts over many years. Thank you and good luck with your future career.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. I'm so blessed. And thank you actually for all your team and all the people who are doing it and motivating people, because people like you inspire me day to day to keep doing what I'm doing for the betterment of aviation and people in aviation, so that they can achieve what you are presenting me to. Thank you so much. I'm honored for all this wonderful and out of the world opportunity and this award. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.